So I'm in marathon training right now. Last week I ran 116 miles with the day off. That day off was yesterday, so I could be fresh for this week. The marathon that I have in mind is still several months away, so I'm not trying to do anything too specific right now, but I'm just trying to expand my physiological and psychological capabilities. Part of that is just by running a lot. So my highest mileage week ever has been 120 miles in a week. I want to beat that this week, so I figured I'd take you through a week of marathon training at altitude. Monday morning, and I just passed mile 11 of 12 of my first run of the week. A lot more running to go. So today I've got some lactate threshold repeats. A few weeks ago I did 6 times 1600 with 1 minute rest on the track in about 5:38 average. So the plan is to average about the same thing today, but just increase volume a little bit. So today I want to do 8 times 1 mile, 1 minute rest, and average somewhere in the neighborhood of 540. So the workout felt pretty long, but I think it was a good effort. As you can tell by the times, the way out, or the odd numbered miles, were a gradual uphill and then the opposite on the way back. But I was consistent on the way out and consistent on the way back, so pretty happy with it. medium long run is not something that I'm too experienced with, but I figured it's something really important in marathon training, so that's what I'm doing today. Right now I'm 5 miles into a 16 miler. The plan is to go moderate on the second half of it too, but I definitely need to be careful and keep the reins pulled in. I'm definitely feeling the grind of this week so far, but at the same time it already feels like it's almost over. So I made it out 8 miles, and now it's time for the return trip. Averaging about 7:06 pace so far, which is pretty good because most of the way out is uphill. So I won't need to pick up my effort much at all on the way back, but I'll naturally speed up. Just 1 mile into my Friday double right now, and I just ventured into triple-digit mileage for the week. So I initially planned my week to where I wouldn't have to run that much on Saturday to hit a pretty big week still. But here I am doubling on Saturday, feeling all right, so I figured why not. A couple miles ago I tied my PR for weekly mileage, so now anything else I do for the rest of the weekend is just adding to that new PR. So I'm doing the same long run route that I did several weeks ago up to Emerald Lake. I just passed the lake and finished a difficult ascent. I'm just going out 4 miles further than I did last time to get to a place called Devil's Punch Bowl. The rest of the way out is mostly going to be downhill, So I'll have a tough few miles coming back. So I'm on my way back now. Miles 12 and 13 were really slow because a lot of it was extremely rocky and pretty dang steep. So I couldn't really get any footage while I was running because I really had to watch where I was going. But I should just have one difficult climb left for the rest of the run. I just passed 21 miles. So that means I've got a little less than 3 to go. Definitely feeling it right now. It's getting pretty tough. So I'm just gonna be trying to survive these last 3 miles and just finish them.
So I didn't talk much or record much during that long run just because it was really challenging and I was really focused on just getting through it. I think the most difficult part about it was just the fact that I was running for so long, 2 hours and 52 minutes, and that's 23 minutes longer than I'd ever run before. Not to mention, of course, I was running up a mountain at 10,000 feet, but it definitely showed me that I have a lot more work to do towards that sub 2:19 marathon. So where do I go from here? First things first, I need to make sure I recover not only from this past week, but from the past 3 weeks, because the past 3 weeks mileage has gone 118, 116 with a day off, and then 150. I'm pretty beat up after yesterday's long run, so I'll probably take today off and maybe even tomorrow if I feel like I really need it. The goal is to be smart, even though I've only got a week left out here. My summer training has gone very well, and I don't want to do anything to mess that up. So the next big cycle is going to be this fall cross-country season. I think cross-country training and racing is really good preparation for track and longer road races. And plus I just love cross-country, so I'm going to focus on that for a little while. Now that I've run a 150 mile week, it shouldn't be too bad trying to be consistently between 90 and 110 miles or so. And I can work on my quality a little more and work on my lactate threshold a lot. So those are my goals for this fall. Train and race for cross-country, consistent high weekly volume, training the lactate threshold, and consistent 20+ mile long runs. I think those are going to be my keys to a successful marathon come January. So I know that 150 is an absolutely absurd amount of mileage in 1 week, especially when my previous high was 120, but I really wanted to prove to myself that it was possible if I went all in and did all the little things right. There's always something you can do better in or out of running to help you train more or train at a higher level. If you do absolutely everything right, you're probably capable of a lot more than you think you are. That was my goal for this summer, to prove to myself that I'm capable of high volume training that is required for me to run under 2:19 in the marathon. So I guess I'll wrap this video up now. Thanks for joining me along on the journey, and I will catch you next time.